What's up guys, Friday afternoon and I am loading up. I'm actually not loading up. What we are doing all weekend, we are burning the midnight oil. This is like having a second wife. It is consuming my life, and I think you can tell by my eyes today that I'm not really, well, no, I'm a little bit excited about what's going to happen this weekend because we're building a new race car for Finke. But I'm going to take the opportunity to do a Friday video and run you through one of the products that's probably really overlooked and overseen when it comes to the camping scene. These days, nobody goes away touring without having the comforts or the luxuries that you get at home. And there is a range of inverters from Redarc that will suit any sort of camping style. Now, I'll run you through all of these things in a second, but first I'll talk about what the inverter actually does. The inverter converts from 12 volt power, which is what you're running in your batteries of your car, into a 240 volt power source in Australia. In America, you're going to be 110 and then other voltages around the world. Now what that does is it allows you to run appliances that you typically wouldn't be able to run when you're out camping. Now the Redarc range goes from a 350 watt inverter all the way up to a 3000 watt inverter. Now today we're showing you through the 1000 and the 1500. But basically where you can range from is charging small devices like iPads and laptops from a 350 watt all the way up to powering things like hair straighteners. And I say hair straighteners because Sarah actually does it when we're out filming Patriot Games. Off the camera, obviously. But you can power up microwaves on a 3000 watt inverter. So when it comes to picking the inverter that you want, probably have a look at the biggest device that you would generally take away with you camping. Have a look at what the wattage is on that device, what it draws, and then marry it up with one of these. Obviously you want to go a little bit higher. Say if the device that you want to run is pulling 1000 watts, you probably want to go with a 1500 watt inverter. If your device is 750 watts, you'd go with a 1000 watt inverter. Now the entire Redarc range of inverters are pure sine wave. The pure sine wave has everything to do with the power delivery of the inverter. It's a lot smoother power delivery. It's not up and down. So for sensitive equipment, you need to run a pure sine wave inverter. But even for non-sensitive equipment, with that pure delivery of power, it's like the power delivery that you get at home. Motors will run a lot smoother and at lower temperatures. So all in all, pure sine wave is definitely the way to go, especially with modern equipment, like I said, like laptops and all the rest of it. Now I'll quickly run you through the three models that we'll use. Say on all of our Patriot camper trailers, like an X2 if you get a tech pack, you get a 350 watt Redarc inverter. Very, very small compact unit. You can see it's got one 240 volt plug in the front, and it's got a simple on and off control. You can hook up a remote control to all of these inverters as well. We don't typically use them, so I don't have one here in the shed. But if you go onto button number 2, you can mount a remote unit anywhere in your vehicle or in your caravan or camper trailer and switch on and off from the remote. Typically this one here is really good for all of your general sort of devices, mobile phones, tablets, small cameras, not like the cameras that my guys shoot Patriot Games on. We'll get to that in a minute. But that will generally do everything that a customer wants to do. But keep in mind, you can't run big household appliances off that. Next step up, this is a really popular one. This one here is the 1000 watt inverter. This is actually what we put into the X1H tech pack. The reason we've gone with a 1000 watt inverter is we found over the years that customers want a little bit more power delivery. This will still not run a coffee machine or a microwave or a hair straightener, but this will power all of your bigger devices. The big advantage of the 1000 watt, this is where you start getting into integration, say with a Redarc RedVision. So your TVMS, your battery remote or your inverter remote is built in to the RedVision. You can see exactly what your inverter is doing. Your controls on the front, that one's upside down. Exactly the same, you've got one 240 volt outlet, power on and off, and then you've got your remote switch down here. You can see here you've got an RJ45 cable, so that's for your connection into your remote start or into your RedVision. And then at the back you've got your stuff that Dave likes to play around with. I don't touch power. I'll probably electrocute someone. The last inverter we've got here today, which is the biggest one that we use in the whole Patriot range, is the 1500 watt. Now this typically will go into our camera cars, and this will go into our 3/4 canopies where we're running multiple devices. This for us, for what we do on Patriot Games, will do absolutely everything. We haven't found yet that we've needed any bigger than a 1500 watt. This will run Sarah's hair straightener. This will run a small coffee machine. It'll run a very small microwave. But most importantly for us, this will power all of the big camera gear, all the big batteries those guys use, drone batteries and all the rest of it. Really good power delivery. Obviously keep in mind the bigger the inverter that you go, obviously the more power it's going to choose, so you need to watch what power you're putting in behind it. I would definitely recommend, if you were going to be running a 1500 or bigger consistently, you definitely want to consider lithium batteries. And we still haven't done our lithium battery video yet, but lithium batteries, and simply for the fact of the way that lithiums will retain their voltage, but most importantly, how quick it is to recharge a lithium battery. So if you're running big devices, you're gonna drain your battery down real quick. You wanna replenish it as quickly as possible, but we'll go into that in the lithium video. All right guys, so there you have it. That's probably one of the quickest loading ups and good reason for it. I have got a ton of work to do this afternoon. Check out the RedArc inverters, pure sine wave inverters, product that we know, product that we trust. Keep in mind also something I forgot, you can run all of these inverters off 12 volt or 24 volt. So for all you truckies out there, if you want to run on a 24 volt system, the RedArc range will handle the whole lot. That's it. I'm gonna finish not loading up this afternoon, getting onto the race car with Dave, and we'll see you guys on the next episode because we're not out of here. So I can't use that.